You ever stop and think about the invisible forces that are kind of running your life? I mean, from the songs that pop up in your playlist to the fastest way to get to work, there's this powerful engine humming just under the surface of everything. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on that engine. It's called machine learning. Let's get into it. All right, let's start with a big number. $200 billion. That's what one single industry is projected to be worth by 2029. So what do you think it is? Space travel? Some new kind of biotech? The answer is probably not what you think, because you're already using it, like right now, every single day. You guessed it, it's machine learning. And that's really the whole point of this explainer. Everyone's always talking about the big AI revolution that's coming. But the thing is, it's not coming. The practical, real-world version of it is already here, and it's called machine learning. Okay, so what in the world is it, really? To get why it's such a game changer, you first have to understand this fundamental shift it represents, a move away from hard-coded rules to something much more flexible: patterns. Here's the easiest way to think about it. For, decades, we had to tell computers exactly what to do, with rigid, if this, then that commands. Machine learning just completely flips that on its head. Instead of feeding a computer a bunch of rules, we just give it a mountain of data, and it figures out the rules for itself. And this is where it gets really cool. A rule-based system is, well, it's brittle. The second it sees something it wasn't explicitly programmed for, it just breaks. It has no idea what to do. But a machine learning system, it adapts. It actually gets smarter the more data it sees, kind of like we do. And that adaptability, that's its superpower. And that superpower is already running, quietly, in the background of pretty much your entire world. So let's do a quick tour of just how deep this invisible engine goes. Just think about how we talk. It's a mess, right? It's filled with slang and inside jokes and context. Well, machine learning, through something called natural language processing, is what lets a machine make sense of that chaos. Every single time you ask Siri for the weather, or a chatbot actually understands your question, that's ML doing the heavy lifting. And this isn't just happening on some massive server farm in the cloud. It's happening right here, in the palm of your hand. Your phone is using machine learning for everything from Spotify knowing exactly what song you want to hear next, to that awesome background blur in your photos. And get this, when you search your photos for beach, you're not searching for a tag you wrote. You're using a model that has learned to actually see what a beach looks like. It's wild. And it's not just what's on your phone, but how that phone helps you move through the actual world. Google Maps isn't just a digital map anymore. It's a prediction engine, constantly analyzing traffic data to figure out the absolute fastest route. When you call an Uber and a car shows up in 3 minutes, that's an insanely complex ML system balancing supply and demand across an entire city in real time. And we go from navigating the real world to navigating our digital one. I mean, even something as kind of boring as email has been completely supercharged by machine learning. It's what knows how to separate the junk from the important stuff, and it's gotten so good at learning your habits that it can literally suggest how you should reply to a message. It's all about making you more efficient by just learning how you operate. But this isn't all just about convenience. Let's shift gears and look at how ML has become the absolute backbone of critical systems. Systems that are just too big and way too fast for any human to manage. Check out this number, 150 million. That's roughly how many credit card transactions happen in the United States every single day. Just try to wrap your head around that amount of data. It's staggering. So that begs a pretty obvious question, right? How on earth could any team of human beings possibly watch that fire hose of information and pick out the handful of fraudulent purchases? The simple answer is, they can't. It's an impossible problem of scale. And the answer is, we don't even try. We teach machines to do it for us. These ML models are sifting through millions of transactions a second, looking for tiny little deviations from your normal spending patterns, anomalies a human would never, ever catch, and they flag potential fraud before it even goes through. This is the heart of modern financial security. And speaking of finance, this just shows you how dominant it's become. Take a look at who's actually trading on the stock market. Depending on the source, somewhere between 60 and 73% of all trades are completely algorithmic. Why? Because these ML models can spot patterns and make a trade in a fraction of a second, faster than any human could even blink. Now, let's switch to another incredibly high-stakes field, healthcare. Radiologists are brilliant, highly trained experts, but they're still human, and studies show that even the best can miss up to 30 or 40% of cancers on mammogram scans. That's a massive diagnostic challenge. And this is where machine learning becomes quite literally a life-saving assistant. It is not about replacing the doctor. It's about giving them a second, unbelievably powerful set of eyes. These models are trained on millions of scans to see the most subtle patterns that might signal a tumor, flagging it for the doctor to review. It's about making our best people even better. So after seeing all of this, from your inbox to the hospital, there's one last really crucial distinction we have to make. We need to separate the tool that we actually have today from the one we see in the movies. So on one side, you've got machine learning. That is today's reality. It's practical, it's really good at specific tasks, and as we've just seen, it is already baked into the world around us. On the other side, you've got artificial general intelligence, or AGI. That's tomorrow's dream. It's the sci-fi idea of a machine that can think and reason just like a person. And it does not exist yet. And this quote just nails it. It really sums the whole thing up. While it's fun to dream about what a true AI might do someday, it's so important to understand that the actual revolution is happening right now with this incredibly powerful, practical tool we call machine learning. It's the engine that's recommending your movies, navigating your car, protecting your bank account, and helping diagnose diseases. This isn't science fiction. It's just the quiet reality of the world we live in. So the question I'll leave you with is this. Now that you can see this hidden engine, where do you think it's going to pop up next?